Yes. Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Let us begin today's session of Dharma Kshetra Manana on the Bhagavad Gita with a small prayer. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Yes. So we had started with the second chapter and the Sankhya Yoga. And we shall just chant the first shloka and the second, just quick recap, and we can go forward. You guys can do the recap. So, Samata, what do you want to say about the first shloka? I don't know if you were around last week.
I wasn't around.
Okay, so what do you want to share about this shloka? Sanjaya uvacha tam tatha krupaya vishnam ashnupurnam kulekshanam vishidantamidam vakyam uvacha madhusudanaha. Yes.
I think even the first few shlokas of the second chapter, we are still continuing with Arjuna's deep, deep sorrow that he feels when he suddenly sees everybody he knows and loves on the battlefield, and uh,
Yeah.
he realizes that he has to fight them, maybe kill them.
Right.
So we are
Okay.
continuing in that vein.
Right. Okay. Anu, you want to add something to that?
I will agree with.
Mm.
Uh, did I get the
Samata.
name Samata?
Samata.
Samata. Yeah, I
Samata.
just wanted to make
Mm.
sure. Yeah, and he was in the dilemma, and he's like, saying that he wouldn't fight, and he's in a confusion state, and that's
Okay.
what this chapter starts with, the Sankhya
Mm.
Yoga kind of thing. Yeah,
Mm.
and he's taking guidance of Krishna on this.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So, but last week anyone wants to add anything to this? Last week we expanded on this very critical thing called Uvacha Madhusudana. Okay. Madhusudana is the one who killed the demon Madhu. So, how we can relate that to Arjuna here? Uvachi in the Gita, every name used for either Arjuna or Krishna very, very significant. So here it says Uvacha Madhusudana. What did we understand about that? Anyone recall? Why is Madhusudana here and not Parthasarathi? Whatever, you know, not just because of the rhyming there. So we decided that, Madhusudana is the one who killed Madhu. Madhu is an Asura. So all Asuras means they are all tamasic. So here, Bhagavan is killing the tamas of Arjuna, all the Arjunas among us. He's killing the tamasic attitude. This sorrow, depression, all that is nothing but tamasic. Why is it tamasic? Why it's sorrow, depression, despondency, helplessness? Everything is a tamasic in nature. Why? Anyone? Why is it called tamas? Hmm? Because, yes, please, someone. At least you agree it's tamas?
It makes us more inactive and not see the
Yes,
positivity or something.
correct.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes. It makes us inactive. It makes us, we can't look at life in a wholesome manner and all that. It's basically tamasic because it's not my nature. What's the nature? What's my nature?
Ananda.
Not a such. I'm Ananda. I'm Ananda Swarupa. So even a little you deviate from that Ananda Swarupa, it comes down to the either Rajas or Tamas. Even Sattva is Ananda, even though it is reflected Ananda. But still, the moment I go into any other mode, the moment the ground of my action is not Ananda, everything is diluted. it goes away from you're moving away from the center. Therefore, here though Arjuna is completely in tamas. So, Uvacha Madhusudana, he is going to kill the tamas in all of us, be making Arjuna the nimitta. Okay, so the next one, Padvaja explained last week very well. Again, one quick recap. Who wants to do the recap of second shloka? You're most welcome. Okay. श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदम् विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन. So, why are you so dejected? And three things the Lord says why he should not be dejected. It is anarya. So we discussed, Padmaja explained last week that Arya is not a race. It is someone from a very, distinguished family is called an Arya. Is that right, Padmaja?
Yes, highly evolved and cultured person, kind of a perfect gentleman kind of thing.
Perfect gentleman is an Arya. And perfect gentlemen don't cry. Unmanly to cry. Anaryam jushtam. It is anaryam. So here, when he is coming from such a distinguished family, what Krishna is suggesting is, think of your lineage, think of your ancestors, and other kings before you. Did they cry when they had to fight a war? They were also killing. If not their own people, they were killing. They were killing, basically. Okay. They didn't, they didn't start crying in the battlefield. Like who? And you are, say, Lord Rama or your own ancestors, so many of them, they all fought. Even you yourself fought. So that is anarya jushtam. Asvargyam. So by doing this, you are not going to Swarga because you are not doing your duty. Asvargyam. It is inauspicious. It also means, Asvargyam means it is inauspicious. This is not done. You cannot see. You had all the time in the world to take the decision that you have. We have come to this point after deliberations of many, many months. So all that should have been over. Now at the last minute, you can't have these jitters. I think most of us also face this thing, no? We prepared for some event, say an exam, or some huge event for us. And then at the last minute, we get these jitters. So then we should remember Krishna's words. This is not done. This is not the time to go back. Now that you have wet your feet, go ahead with it. Jai, you just jump into the water. Let us see what happens. That is what Krishna is saying, because that it's really impossible to withdraw at the last moment. Everything will get upset. The whole system, the ecosystem will get upset if I withdraw at the last moment. After having deliberated on it and taken the right decisions, I should not be doing it. That is asvargyam. And akirtikaram means what? Akirtikaram andre? What does it mean?
Kirti is fame or yash.
Yes.
Akirti is something that is disgrace or,
Disgraceful. Yes, you will come to disgrace. And that should not be as a Raja, as a role model for others. And so many, 40 lakh soldiers on the battlefield. If one Arjuna withdraws, that is why they capture the king first, isn't it? In any battle. If the king is captured, the war is won. And here, even before the battle is being fought, this fellow is putting down his weapons. That is akirtikaram. What will they say of you that you ran away from the battlefield? Arjuna, that Arjuna. He didn't want to fight. He is such a coward. So these are the things that will come upon you. So these are all the logic that Bhagavan is giving for Arjuna to, come out of depression. Now we will go to the third shloka. Yaru chant martira. Again, Padmaja, yes.
Like, can you chant once,
Yes,
Purnima?
yes. We will take phrase by phrase, okay?
Yes.
Klaibyam mam smagamah partha
क्लैब्यम् अस्मकमः पार्थ
नैतवैयुपपद्यते नैतवै
नैतत्त्वयुपपद्यते
नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते नैत
नैतत्त्वयुपपद्यते
क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम्
क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम्
त्यक्त्वा त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ
त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ
परन्तप
परन्तप. So the translation goes like this: O Partha, it doesn't befit you to yield to this unmanliness. So in the previous one we saw anarya means unmanliness there. So Krishna is telling that it doesn't suit you. You being a role model, as you said, to 40,000 soldiers over here, it doesn't suit you. It doesn't suit you to get to this kind of unmanliness. So he's asking Arjuna to give up such kind of a petty weakness of heart and arise. Parantapa means who is a conqueror of enemies. So he is calling Arjuna that you are the conqueror, you are the vanquisher of enemies. So,
Yeah.
O Partha, Partha means the son of Pritha, which is Kunti. So he's telling it. So, uh, so successfully, he's treading the path of realization requires, high spirits and morale. If one has to go into this path, one needs to be optimistic, enthusiastic, energetic to overcome the negativities of the material mind. Arjuna is all stuck in this material mind of, my gurus, my cousins, and all that. And also, the negativity of material mind is that laziness, ignorance, attachment, all those together. So, Krishna is a skillful teacher. If you see Sri Krishna,
Yes.
so he admonishing Arjun. He is, scolding. He's now enhancing Arjuna's internal strength to tackle the
Yes.
situation by encouraging him. So Sri Krishna
Yeah.
addresses him as Partha, reminds him that you are the son of Pritha. Another name is for Pritha is Kunti. So
Correct.
Kunti has actually worshipped Indra, okay, who is the chief of the celestial gods, and with his blessings, Arjuna was born. Therefore, Arjuna was born with extraordinary strength and valor, which
Yeah.
is similar to that of Indra. So this
Yes.
is the time he's again and again addressing him as Pritha, reminding him that you are the son of Kunti, who's born through Indra by Indra's
Correct.
blessings, and you have enough strength.
Mm.
So, and again, one more word that he uses is Parantapa, conqueror of
Mm.
enemies. So Sri Krishna explains whatever feelings, it is. Uh, it is all delusion, and you have to, based on your wisdom and your intelligence, you would experience this. You shouldn't get into this kind of a grief. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that's it.
Very well explained. Yeah. Absolutely. So, anyone else wants to add to it? Look at the words that Krishna has used. Parantapa, Pritha, like how, and Kshudram Hridaya Daurbalya. Sudram. It's really,
Shudra
really
means
not
petty, small things.
pettiness,
Mm.
pettiness. So it is you're losing sight of the big picture. You're being very petty, very self-centered. You're not thinking of the big picture. Hridaya Daurbalyam. What is wrong with Hridaya Daurbalyam? I mean, everything is wrong with it. But
It's kind of your weakness of heart. You're so
weakness
weak at
of
your heart.
heart.
Mhm.
Any weakness, people will take advantage of it. No, it's so
Correct.
easy to take advantage, to be taken advantage of when my mind is weak, when I'm in a very mellow mood. Children do that, no? When the mom or dad they're happy, laughing, watching TV, they'll come and ask for something. So don't give in to this Hridaya Daurbalya, especially in the battlefield. Please come on. God is directly telling me, come on, collect yourself, get up and fight, man. That's what he's saying. Don't give in to these stupid weaknesses. So Kshudram Klaibyam. This unmanly, this Klaibyam, Kshudram Hridaya Daurbalyam, everything. Direct command by Krishna to stand up, fight. See, when Bhagavan is telling me to stand up and fight, if I have faith in him, I will do it. But here Arjuna goes on and on. Does it mean Arjuna had no faith in Krishna? What does it mean? It's not that. No. Arjuna had a lot of faith in Krishna. A good student, a student will command, it will obey the command, like all the other Pandavas and the Kauravas, they just obeyed their kings and they were there to fight. But Arjuna, being one step higher, wants to know more. Okay, you're telling me to get up and fight, but I am not able to do it. How should I do it? That's a sign of a good student. Thank God he asked those questions so that we all have the answers. We might just obey, even if though my heart or mind is not willing, we'll obey because some elder is telling me. But it's so much better if I know the logic behind it. If I'm convinced, my action will be much more effective, isn't it? So Arjuna is a very good, he's a very sensitive person, he's a very good student, and he's of a high intellect. So he wants to know, which is perfectly in order. Swami Vivekananda prescribed these two verses for the youth of India during their times of the war for freedom struggle. He said, Shudram Hrudaya Daurmanyam, get up and fight, you sons of the soil, sons of India. That's what Vivekananda used the Bhagavad Gita big time to inspire people of Bharat. Okay. So now Arjuna is demanding answers. How am I supposed to get up and fight? So more and more logic is happening here. What does he say? Yes, 2.4. Who wants to chant? Volunteers. Yes.
Mahodra.
Heli. Yes.
Arjuna uvacha katam
Mm,
bhishmamaham sankhe dronam cha madhusudana eshu
mm,
bipratiyotsyami pujarha varisudana.
mm. Katham Bhishma Mahan Sankhya. How can I go and kill Bhishma, Drona, all this? How can I even point my arrow at these great revered gurus of mine? They are fit to be pujarha. They are pujarha. They are fit to be worshipped. Again, Madhusudana, destroyer of Arisudana, destroyer of enemies. So he's continuing with his logic of, you're asking me to fight, but I don't know how to fight. These are revered gurus training in front of me. I don't know. So he's just he's asking Krishna to explain more. Not much more in this shloka. Then next one, 2.5. Yes, who wants to chant 2.5 here?
I just want to add something.
Yes, please. Yes.
Some Vakyanam, they say that Arjuna referred to Krishna as Madhusudana and Arisudana to remind Krishna that Krishna only kills bad guys. And he expects
And these are
Arjuna to
not
kill
bad
his
guys.
family.
Correct. Yes, we had come to this point, but again, it's worth reminding ourselves that this is what it is. So you killed Madhu, who's an Asura, and the Aris, he was an enemy, but these guys are not my enemies. Very good point. Yes. So it's not as simple as you imply. It's easy to kill something who is very evil, but these are not evil people. Very good. Yes,
I
Samata.
also, I think it's fascinating how the more you read between the lines, the more you find
Yeah,
uh, little gems of wisdom.
absolutely. Very true. Which is why we are doing this Bhagavad Gita second round in Dharma Kshetra.
Yeah.
Really, the quality is entirely different. Isn't it? People who had the first session, hmm?
Yes.
Completely, and more insights are emerging.
True.
The yeah, 2.5. Who wants to chant? Sweta, Kamala. Yes, go ahead, Kamala. Kamala had.
Sorry, am going to
Okay,
drop
okay.
only.
Never mind. If you can chant, you can chant. Okay.
Okay,
Guru
I'll
Dma. Heli. Yes, Samata. Carry on.
गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्ष्यमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान्.
Yes. So, better indeed in this world is to eat even the bread of beggary. Better begging, have that, rather than slay the most noble of teachers, Gurun. If I kill them, even in this world, all my enjoyments of wealth and desires will be stained with blood, Rudhira Pradigdhan. So more of the same, more despondency. So he's the, see, he, in the one of the previous shlokas, he says, I have, he said, you please guide me. He said, I'm confused. Karpanya dosha and all, he said. And then now he's again blabbering. That this. Once he is asked Krishna to speak, again why he should again confuse, isn't it? So it's just shows his state of mind. Nothing more than that. ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? 2.6. Yes. These are all confusions of Arjuna continued. So one of you can chant Chandra or Samata. They are the ones who are volunteering. Chandra, chant 2.6.
Ama. न चैतद्विद्म कतरन्नो गरीयः यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः स्तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः.
Meaning ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ explain ಮಾಡಿ. Can you do that? Which is better, to kill them or just surrender? This is the dvandva he's having. Chandra, you want to continue? Please continue.
Ama.
Yeah.
Here we see Arjuna move away from the all or nothing position of I will not fight. His hardline position morphed into a dilemma. And the dilemma was as follows: should I or should I not fight? Do not know which is correct. This question is the fundamental question that provoked the message of the Gita that we shall see very shortly. Here's another important point. Arjuna's teachers and elders were revered and respected by him. They gave him pleasure, but here they were in front of him, ready to kill him. Similarly, behind every pleasure filled person, experience, or object we encounter in life lies its negative aspect. This is an interesting insight about life. It is rare to find people, experiences, or objects that give us pleasure all of the time. Here's an example that resonates with us. A new house that was a source of joy in the beginning will cause grief when one has to pay for its maintenance.
Well said. Yeah, correct. So every decision that we take comes with a baggage. It seems right in the beginning, and then the same decision will give you pain also. Correct. Very nice point. Okay, Samata will chant and explain the 7th shloka, which is, no, Karpanya dosha is coming now. Okay, fine. All right. Yes, Samata.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Yeah, very nice. I think this is a very important shloka. All of us can chant. Whoever is free to chant should chant this, because this is one of the turning points, right? And this is recommended.
Okay.
Yes, Heli. Yes,
Chalaita?
Ramaji. Yeah, please chant.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Yes.
I chant.
Yes.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Wow, that came out as a nice prayer. Please guide me, my Lord. Shadhimam. Very nice. Yeah. Next, who else wants to chant? Everyone is on silent mode today. Okay.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयसा निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं चादि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Yes. Anupama, Indra, you want to just chant this shloka? Kamala, Shweta, Jaishri, Jaishri. Okay.
I can try, I think.
Yes.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां
Samudhachetaha
धर्मचेताः
Yachreyas
Can you go ahead? Sorry. Yacheyah. That's all I.
Yachreyasyan Bruhi Tanme.
Yacheyashram sya nishchitam bruhi tanme
Shishyas
shishyeteham shishyasteham
Shishyasteham
shadimam
Sadhimam
sadhimam
Tvam.
prapannam.
Yes. Okay. So this shloka also, yes, now Samata will explain this. We'll just read the translation. My heart is overpowered by the taint of pity, karpanya doshaha. My mind is confused as to what is duty. I ask thee, tell me decisively, nishchitam bruhitan me, what is good for me? Yet shreyas tvam nishchitam bruhitan me. Shadhi mam tvam prapannam. I have surrendered to you. I am your disciple. Please instruct me. Yes, Samata.
As Purnamaji said, the shloka is the turning point of the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Because here Krishna says, sorry, Arjuna declares that he is Krishna's Shishya. And he says, I surrender to you. Whatever you say, I will do from now on. So, some words here are very important, like Shreya. He
Yes,
asks for Shreya.
right.
Shreya is, I mean, we can go on about the meaning, but basically it leads to moksha.
Shreyas and prayas. Yeah.
Shreyas and prayas. Prayas comes from dharma. So, Arjuna, we can say that the kingdom that, of course, every kingdom needs to have dharma. But if the people in a kingdom are starving, they don't have enough food, they don't have enough money, it is very difficult to propagate dharma in that kind of a kingdom.
Right.
So prayers dharma is number two to Shreyas,
Yeah,
which
he's coming
is
from that space.
right. And then the word shishya too, like I believe in Sanskrit there are three words for a student. In English there is one, but in Sanskrit there are three, which is Vidyarthi, Antavasi, and Shishya. Vidyarthi
Antevasi.
is Antevasi, okay.
Yeah,
Vidyarthi
nice.
is just someone who has a thirst for knowledge,
Mm,
whether he does anything about it or not.
right.
Antevasi is someone who takes steps to study, like joining a college,
Yeah.
paying attention in class. Uh, and then Shishya is like going to your guru and surrendering and
Very nice.
begging for knowledge, like how Nachiketa did with Yamadharma Raja.
Mm,
And then the guru decides what level this Shishya is in. And based on the Shishya's level, he gives Upadesham.
very nice. Yeah.
Of course, Arjuna is at the highest level. They are Nara and Narayana, and this is all just a game to
Game.
impart knowledge to us.
Right.
And but since Arjuna used these words, Krishna, the Lord's tone changes for the rest of this conversation.
Mm.
Until now, they were
Mm.
just buddies. Krishna was venting, and Arjuna was
Was
venting, and
venting.
Krishna was listening. And in the previous shloka, he even mocked him. He said,
Yeah.
"What? Yeah, you're not even acting like a man. Come on." So it's
Yes.
like locker room talk between two buddies.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. True.
And once Arjuna talks about being his shishya,
Sure.
Krishna starts with the Sankhya Yogam, which is like a very high level of Vedanta.
Immediately he
Uh,
takes off. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, and he starts with Ashochyana and Vashochastam, which is a very, at least to me, it's a very difficult verse to understand.
No, no,
I
no, no.
had to read the
We will
meaning a
come to
few
that.
times.
Yeah, yeah. Read the meaning and then unravel it word by word. That's what we need
Right.
to do, which we will do. Yeah.
And this whole
Beautiful.
chapter, he talks, it's very deep Vedanta. He talks about
Yeah.
Vasamsi Jeevnani, where, this body is just like clothes we discard at the end of the day. He talks
Right.
about Arjuna being preoccupied with killing his relatives, but there is no such thing as death or birth.
Mm. Correct. Yeah.
So Krishna starts right at that high level.
He
Just
just takes
because
off like a
of
rocket, not
this.
a flight. It's a rocket.
Right.
Escape velocity. Right.
And
True, true.
Adi
Mm.
Shankaracharya says that all of that happens just because Arjuna uses the word Shishya.
Radhi mam tvam prapannam. Correct. Shishyasteham. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Very
I think we should
beautifully
all
said.
be grateful
Mm.
for this verse for sure because it
Yeah.
took us on quite a journey.
Yeah, yeah, there is more. Anyone wants to add more? Who is a Krupana? I think last time we dwelt on this word Krupana for the longest time. What is Karpanya? What is Karpanya?
Karpanya is deep, deep sorrow.
That is one meaning. Karpanya is miserliness. Krupana is one who is a miser. So what is the miserliness that is being shown here? Miserliness of what? Of the heart. He's saying, my heart is not able to accept. I'm a krupana. I have a karpanya dosha. My heart has shrunk. My heart has shrunk. A miser is one who svalpamapi vittakshayam na sahate. That is the regular description of a miser. Jipuna in Kannada. One who can't bear even one paisa going away from him without, he can't let go of even 10 paise without fretting about it. He is a miser. So here, Arjuna is telling himself that he is recognized, that he is finding a miserliness of the heart. It's a huge thing. How many of us can recognize that? My own behavior is, I know it's difficult to analyze, but Arjuna is doing here, which is a huge step, opens up his heart for the teaching. So a miser, neither he enjoys his own wealth, nor he will share with others. So that's what's happening to Arjuna. He's saying, I have so much knowledge. I mean, he was trained under these great gurus, not just in archery, but in all the other branches. So my knowledge is neither helping me nor is it helping anyone else. That is the karpanya he is experiencing. That is the miserliness he is experiencing. So whatever talents we have in any field, I neither enjoy it myself nor am I sharing it with the world. What is that? It's a miserliness. That's all it is. The talent has been given to me to be, displayed and shared. And, if you can uplift someone else with that, please do it. Otherwise, it's a waste. So this is the miserliness. This is the definition of a krupana. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the word krupana is expanded by the sage Yajnavalkya. And he says, One who departs from this world without knowing one's own truth is a krupana. Look at that. It is not just about the worldly affairs that you are a krupana. When we come to Vedanta, not owning up to my own nature is karpanya. How many of us are guilty of that? Owning up to my own nature, it is so difficult. I am Brahman, the teaching says. Tattvamasi, aham brahmasmi. Huh? All the teachings I intellectually understand. But do I own it? Do I live up to it? Do I behave as per the scriptures? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. If I'm not doing that, then I'm a krupana. Isn't that a wonderful explanation of what a krupana is? Not owning up to my own truth or not owning up to my real nature. So in that respect, most of us would be krupanas only, except the jivan muktas, who know their true nature and they live as such. So krupana. This is the one word krupana has got so many implications. Not owning up to my real nature. In the Shanti Parva of the Mahabharata, I'm really missing Nirmala today. She would have come up with some stories. So in lieu of her, let us recall a story from the Shanti Parva of the Mahabharata. So what happens in the Shanti Parva of the Mahabharata? Bhishma is lying on his bed of arrows. Yudhishthira has won the war. And he's confused. Again, like Arjuna, he's also confused at the end of it. And he says, I don't know what I will do with this huge rajya that I have inherited. Okay. I don't know how to administer. I'm confused. So Krishna says, there is a great Mahatma who is lying on his bed of arrows. He is holding his life for the purpose of fulfillment of his life. He is an Ichha Mrityu. He has Ichha Mrityu. He can die whenever he wants. But he's holding on to his life just so that the purpose of life is fulfilled. He's waiting for you, Yudhishthira. Come, let us go to Bhishma. And there Krishna takes him to Bhishma. And there Bhishma's eye fills with tears when he sees Bhagavan coming to him at the time of his death. See, there can't be a greater blessing than that. You have the darshan of Bhagavan when you're about to die. So that shows that Bhishma was a very, very exalted soul, isn't it? So Dharmaraya is told to Krishna tells Bhishma to give him the instructions on Dharma, how to go about administering the land. So Bhishma does more than that, not just Dharma at this level, at all levels. In the Shanti Parva, it is all about Bhishma giving instruction to Yudhishthira. In that, there is one Moksha Parva also. Within the Shanti Parva, there is a Moksha Parva, in which Bhishma talks about all the things about moksha, how to, dharma, artha, kama is fine, and then the last step is moksha, how to go about. He gives a lot of instructions. In that, there's one story which is often used with this shloka by many commentators, by many pravachanakaras, which is, there was a farmer called Monkey. Not monkey as in English monkey, not mruga, Manki, monkey. That was the name of this farmer. Okay. So as usual, as in all ages, this farmer had a lot of problems with his trade, Papa. The monsoons fail, there's not enough water, either there is over too much monsoon or there is drought, and so it's very difficult to make a living. At any point of time in history, farmers have a problem. And so this monkey had, he's trying very hard to make up a living in his life. And then he has 2 bullocks. So every day he does this positive thinking. We all do that. Today is going to be a great day. Today I'll be a better person than yesterday. All that thing, which is very good. It makes us get up and go about our business. So this monkey is also doing the same thing. He's taking his bullocks. He's tied them to a cart. These bullocks will be used for plowing his field, obviously. So the bullocks are tied to a cart and he's driving them and he's building castles in the air in his mind, mansions in his mind. He's saying, I will plow the field today. I'll get so much crop. Then the crop will be so beautiful, so bountiful crop. I'm going to sell the crop. Then I'm going to get so much money. And with that money, I'll do this, I'll do that. He's in that mode only. And then he's crossing and there's a camel. He must be crossing a desert. There's a camel which is sitting and resting. So he also wants to rest. So he latches on the camel's hump. He ties the bullock cart and he rests for a while. Okay, still in his own mood of how I will make money with the bullocks. And then what happens? The camel gets up. When the camel gets up, you can imagine what happens to the cart and the bullocks. I mean, the camel is just a huge animal. It is so high. And along with it, the cart and the bullocks also rise, and everything is gone to pieces. The cart, this one is broken. The cart breaks. They slip the latch, that string that it slips, and the cart breaks, and the bullocks go haywire and they run away. And so, in a second, what happened to monkeys? Imaginations, fantasies, they all come crashing to the ground. That was enough for this monkey to wake up. That was a moment of, aha moment for him. He said, my God, I was building so many things in my head. I will do this, I will do that. In a moment, what acted here? What does the camel represent? What came in the way of his dreams? What is the camel here in our lives, which comes in the way of, God, man, what is that saying? Man proposes, God disposes. Isn't it? Destiny comes in the way. All of us have a destiny, prarabdha. So monkey says, why am I making plans about this life on earth? Anyway, it is written. It is all destined. It is God's will. How I should use my time on earth is to know my true nature. So this story, Bhishma is telling Yudhishthira, remember. So Bhishma is telling Yudhishthira, I also did the same thing as monkey. I was concentrating. I had all the knowledge. I had the best of, gurus teach me also. Parashurama was my guru, not just Narshri in all aspects. So what happened? I was concentrating on this, my life here on earth, on Dharma. I had to protect Hastinapura, this, that was his mission. But I failed, even though Bhagavan was in front of me, Lord Krishna was in front of me all the time. I failed to notice him. Bhishma was a great bhakta of the Lord. Every time he set his eyes on Lord Krishna, his tears would well up in his eyes. But it didn't translate into deeper transformation. He went on doing the things that he went on doing till the time he is lying on the bed of arrows. So that's when he says, do not give in to that weakness, that karpanya. Not owning up to my own nature is karpanya. So that is the reason this monkey story has come along with this shloka. So Bhishma is telling Yudhishthira, own up to your true nature. It's fine. You have to do your dharma. You have to play the field. You have to do all the things that you're supposed to do. But have that background. Who am I? Background should be there. That is what he tells. Dharma sammuda chetaha. I'm confused about my duty. So Arjuna is going on and on about his confusion. So, but what is the confusion is there, but what is the fundamental mistake, that error that Arjuna is making is, Arjuna is coming from a place of dharma, adharma. What is dharma? What is adharma? What is dharma? What is adharma? That is the only thing which is playing on his mind. That is the confusion. My dharma is to fight, I know, but it is adharma to kill my gurus. That is the confusion. But where is Krishna coming from? People, Please speak up. It's becoming a monologue. Where is Krishna coming from? Yeah. Arjuna is coming from a place of dharma, dharma. Krishna is coming from?
Consciousness.
Yes.
Discrimination of
Yeah, correct. Krishna is consciousness. He is Viveka. He is everything. But he is coming from the... Yes, Anu, you want to say something?
he's trying to discriminate, helping him to discriminate. It's dharma, but you're doing it for the right and giving him that teaching to
No,
understand Godhead.
Anu, you're right. But this chapter is called as Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means jnana.
Yeah,
Krishna is coming from the highest standpoint, jnana standpoint, isn't it?
got it.
He is coming from moksha. This fellow is still in dharma, dharma, artha, kama is forget, dharma. And Krishna is coming from the standpoint of jnana itself, moksha. That is why in the second chapter, we have the highest teaching, like Samatha pointed out. He just comes from, he just goes straight for the jugular, you can say. And then he dilutes it with other sadhanas that one has to do to reach that state. That dhyana and karma and everything, Raja Yoga, everything will come later. But here, clearly, Arjuna's problem is not dharma, dharma. All of our problems, whatever we face in life, is not about the petty things. Petty things bother us. We have that book, no? Don't sweat the small stuff. And in brackets, everything is small stuff. Beautiful title. Don't worry about the small stuff because everything is small only. I think it's a very brilliant title. So that's what Arjuna is doing here. It seems like a huge thing, battle, I'm going to kill people. But from the Jnana viewpoint, it is small stuff. So Arjuna's problem is mistaken identity. He thinks I'm this little fellow who's standing here, who I'm doing something. But the whole of the teaching is I'm not the doer. So unless I know, see this dharma, adharma, is it always static? Can you really say this is dharma, this is adharma? Is it static? Is it a static or can you write it on stone? What is dharma, adharma? People, or is it relative?
It is relative. It is not same for every
It is not this.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little things, how I do in my house is my dharma. What my neighbor does is her dharma. It can be that subtle. That's dharma. You cannot define it. So cut and dry definition is very difficult. Though in the Vedas, a lot has been said about dharma and adharma in the Karma Kanda. That basic principle, don't lie, satyam vada, dharmam chara, that is all there. But dharmam chara, what is dharma is, for Duryodhana's people, the soldiers fighting that war from that side is dharma. It's very difficult to define. So, Krishna is telling us, do not fret out too much about it in your daily life. At that point of time, whatever feels right, please do it. So, come from the higher standpoint. Seek the eternal. You do whatever you have to do, but seeking the eternal should be your main goal. See, our Prabhuji has also given us how we should do it, how to seek the eternal in the middle of our family lives. Anyone wants to recall that? Indra, he's given us 7 points. See, our minds generate some 50,000 thoughts per day. Don't know who has counted it, but let us say that's a figure. 50,000 thoughts per day. In that 50,000 thoughts, where is the space for me to seek the eternal? How do I find the space? So our Prabhuji has given a beautiful formula. He says, most of the thoughts that we have are useless. They're just fantasies, like that monkey. Fantasies. Tomorrow I might have a thought, I want to become the president of India. But immediately it should be followed up by, I should not get carried away with that thought. When I become the president, what kind of saris will I wear? whatever, trivial thoughts. But it should be followed up by, is it an actionable thought or not? Is it really possible for me to become president of India? Am I in such a position? Obviously, I am not. There are many who are in such a position, they can dream of it. But for me, it is an unattainable goal as of now. So don't pursue that thought. Like that, of the 50,000 thoughts, many thoughts cannot be actionable. You can take no action. Whereas I have to prepare, tomorrow I'll make beans palya. I have to go and fetch beans or order it online. Actionable thought. So like that, very few actionable thoughts are there in our heads. So take some actionable thoughts and keep them in your head and pursue them. And the 3 thoughts, he says, 3, at the most, you'll have 3 actionable thoughts, including shopping for vegetables. Shopping is one actionable thought, whether you shop for vegetables or clothes or whatever it is, one actionable. Like that, you can have 3 actionable thoughts. 2 thoughts should be for Loka Kalyana, Seva. What can I do to my society today? That should be, 2 thoughts should go into that stream. Okay, so we are taking care of actionable thought is kama, desires. And then we are doing seva, dharma. Okay, that actionable thought can be of artha also. I have to go to office, I have to earn my living. That's also the dharma, kama and artha are taken off care with 3 thoughts and 2 thoughts of dharma. What can I do for Loka Kalyana? How can I serve my environment, my society, my people today? Even teaching your child, perhaps, ABC could also be Loka Kalyana only, or giving some values to the child. That one has 2 thoughts. Then 2 more thoughts. The 2 thoughts that I'm left with for the entire day. This is for us seekers, sadhakas. He says, let that be for Swadhyaya. Let that be for Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Let that be for Atmajnana. Is that possible, people? Isn't it a very achievable goal? How to,
Yes.
yeah, it's so achievable, isn't it? So it's easy how to segregate my time and devote some time for this. Owning up to my true self. This is how we need to go about this. So in this little shloka, so much jnana Prabhuji has given. And then another, like Samatha said, many critical words are there in this shloka which need deeper understanding. So one is the Shishyasteham Shadhimam Prantvam Prapannam. I am a Shishya and I have surrendered to you, my Lord. It is not just, a Shishya is one who has surrendered. Like again, Samatha explained, there's a Vidyarthi who just goes to the school and gets some artha. Vidyarthi, you are seeking knowledge, Vidya, that's all. Secular knowledge. Or maybe even this knowledge, intellectual knowledge, Vidyarthi. And there is Antevasi. Antevasi means a hostelite, you can say. Antevasi, the one who stays near the Guru, who stays inside the campus in a Gurukula. So all the students of the Gurukulas were called as Antevasis, okay, in older times. So now we can call our children who go to boarding school as Antevasis because they're always in that environment and they're learning from the Guru all the time, watching him, learning from his actions and thoughts and words. So now Shishya is even closer, complete surrender to the Guru. That means whatever the Guru is, be all and end all of this Antevasi's life, this Shishya's life. So close with anyone wants to add to this, please add. I'm just talking. Yeah. So one little story about what is true surrender, how the Guru is everything. So this is about Sant Eknath. We all have heard of Eknath Maharaj, isn't it? The Maharashtrian Maratha saint, Marathi saint, Eknath Maharaj. So he had his guru was Janardhana Swami. And this Eknath was completely and totally devoted to the Guru. He was engaged in the Guru Seva he was an Antevasi. He used to live with the Guru. and he was engaged in the seva of the Guru. Okay, every night before going to bed, he would, do the accounts, and they have to be perfect. The accounts had to be perfect. How much money the Guru had given me to run the ashrama. At the end of the day, every pie has to be accounted for. That was Eknath's goal, because. And then one day, Eknath is not coming for dinner. So the Guru is worried. He goes and asks him, Are, why are you still sitting and doing, in that lantern light? He's still doing some accounts. Are, come and eat. It's okay. You do it tomorrow. Eknath says, No, 1 paisa, I'm not getting account. 1 paisa. During those time, 1 paisa, a huge thing. He said, No, Swami. 1 paisa is a lot. I cannot waste even 1 paisa of your money, which is meant for spending in the ashram. It's not easy. So I want to account for it. That Janardhan Swami tries to tell him, Arey, forget it. It doesn't matter. You come. But this Eknath doesn't give up. Then in the middle of the night, the Swami hears one, Yay, I found the lekha. And so that was his dedication to how much he was committed to. See, until that time, this Janardhana Swami had not given Eknath any jnana. He was just put in that seva mode. Those days, that was the today everyone gets jnana first and foremost. But then when you go to the Gurukula, the first thing the student has to do is a lot of seva. For years together, they used to do seva in the ashram. Then only the Guru will see, okay, this fellow is fit for jnana. And by that seva, what happens? Chitta Shuddhi happens. The mind is prepared to receive the jnana. So that was the whole idea in those days. So now jnana first, chitta shuddhi later, like Prabhuji keeps telling us. Okay, now I have given you jnana. Now you go ahead and you do your loka seva, loka kalyana, all that. If I do, I'll get my chitta shuddhi and the jnana will become mine. So this Janardhan Swami thinks this Eknath is now ready for jnana. And so he prays to Dattatreya, Lord Dattatreya, to bless Eknath with the Darshana. So once you get Dattatreya Darshana, that means the Jnana has, it's been given to you. That transference has happened. So that morning, the next morning, Eknath goes to Godavari river for a dip. And when he goes, he gets the darshan of Dattatreya Bhagwan. Eknath is very happy. And then the Guru also comes to know that Dattatreya has given him darshana. Then he's eagerly waiting for Eknath to come back to the ashram to ask him, for him to share the experience. So Eknath comes as usual. He is carrying his pot of water and he's coming back from the river after his bath. And eagerly the Guru asks him, did Dattatreya, did you have a darshana? The Eknath doesn't say anything. He just goes about his business. He goes to the kitchen, he starts preparing for the cooking and all that. This Janardhan Swami can't contain himself. He just, tell me, did you have darshan of Dattatreya? Eknath said, yes, very cool. He said, yes, I had darshan of Dattatreya Bhagwan. Weren't you thrilled? Then Eknath turns to his Swami and says, the Guru, and says, have I ever asked you for anything? I was not hankering for any darshan of any God. You are God. What I'm doing for you is my worship. I don't need anything else. That was the level of his surrender to the Guru. You are the God in front of me, and whatever I am doing, that is my puja. What else do I need? So that is why this episode has been told is, that is how a Shishya should be. Whatever Guru says, do it. Don't hanker for anything else. Don't ask for jnana also. Just go about doing your worship. So this Eknath is very famous for this. Anything you do and say Krishnarpana, that will be worship. You're cooking in the kitchen, Krishnarpana. You're serving people, Krishnarpana. You're studying, Krishnarpana. Offer everything to God. That is the only worship that I need to do. That was Eknath's message to his to us. So that is a Shishya. So Eknath is one of the most famous sons, singing saints of our age. So this shloka, we understand what is Karpanya, not owning up to my true nature. Who is a good Shishya? Okay. And what is Shreyas? All that has come in this one shloka. And so the masters say, when we chant this shloka with devotion, when in doubt, when there's a conflict in my mind, if I chant this shloka, I will get the answer to my conflict within 7 days. Okay? This is what is about this entire shloka. Okay? That's it for today. I guess it's 8:05. Like I said, I'm missing Nirmala, who would have livened up this entire session. Never mind.
That was wonderful, Purnamaji.
Okay.
Enjoyed it very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Bija. Glad. I'm very happy. So we can close with the
Purnamaji, I
prayer.
want to say something.
Yes, please.
Last few days I was completely occupied with my office work, and these things were hanging around my mind always. So, and yesterday night I prayed and I prayed Guruji, and I thought that these thoughts should go away from me, give me a solution. And today morning I got the solution.
Jai Shri Krishna. Really. Jai Shri Krishna. Isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to share anything about this shloka?
Purnimaji, recently,
Yeah.
Snigdha's first tests are going on. Last week, she came up to me and she started like, Amma, I have to, complete certain portion because it's not happening. I said, just, pray. You are Krishna's bhakti. So you just, pray once, start reading.
Yes.
So today she, after 4-5 days, she came back. Amma, I completed everything. I said, see, the solution is just pray once, clear up your mind. Don't be in that conflict.
Yes.
So today I understood this shloka was meant, in that sense for me.
So beautiful. That's what it said. No, you any holy book you have by the side of your bed, especially the Gita, you open any page and there will be the answer to your conflicts. It is so true. It is so true. Therefore, we should open the Gita many times in a day. All our conflicts, doubts will go away. Thanks to all the masters who have explained it so well. Shankara Bhashya, on which all these commentaries are based, and Sri Prabhuji's teachings, they have given us all these insights. So happy that it makes sense. Now that you open the book and you read something, it makes more sense. Very nice. So thank you, people. Let us conclude with the prayer for the day. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamamrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Nanu Nanimbudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Satchidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.